if there's anything to take away from this Wyoming Akron game in week 1, it's you should be betting against both these teams any chance you get. I wasn't expecting, a shootout by any means. I figured Akron was kind of sloppy. I know what Wyoming had done last season. Oh my gosh. Let's look at this game. I mean, we start off 1, 2, 3, 7 punts. 7 punts to start this game. From there, loss on downs. Wyoming finds a way to get a field goal going into halftime. Akron misses a field goal. You start the third quarter thinking it's going to pick up. Punt, punt, punt. Wyoming interception. Akron interception. Like, they were doing their best to not win this game. Wyoming was making sure that they try not to cover their 5.5, 6 points, whatever it is. Insanely mid-game. Picks up a little bit in the fourth quarter. You only had 5 punts in the fourth quarter. Wyoming finds a way to score late. They have a decent drive, 85 yards. Caden Anderson finds Krister Jr., 35-yard touchdown. If you looked at the box score, you would assume that Wyoming was doing pretty decent and just had lockdown defense. Caden Anderson finishes, 19 for 36, 260 yards, touchdown and interception. Sam Scott, 132 yards off of 29 carries. Just a very underwhelming performance. I mean, we weren't expecting much from Wyoming. Of course, Akron, even worse. It's going to be a long season for both these teams. I had projected Wyoming to finish last in the Mountain West, just looking at their schedule and what they were returning. I shouldn't judge them off this one game alone to start the season, but right now it looks like they have plenty of room for improvement. Ugly is the word of the day for this game. It's funny, you look at this score by the Cowboys and you would assume that they had a better day, and they did, than Boise State would, but it wouldn't. If you were watching this game, you just couldn't tell because it was lacking any value from the offensive on both sides of the ball. I had people talking that Wyoming to cover this game was a stretch, and I would say they are right. This game was brutal, and through the last 5 minutes of the game, if you were taking Wyoming and thinking that they couldn't hit the spread, I would say you're about right. And last second score makes this game manageable, but a lot of work to be done for Wyoming and frankly Akron for sure. I do believe both these teams will find their way later in this season. I don't know how they will finish in their respective conferences, but I think they will improve. 10-0 to finish your game, Wyoming and Akron. I mean, if you took the under, good for you. That was 47.5 points. You are swimming comfortably on that under going into not only halftime, the third quarter for sure. Not much to be said about this game, but it was a game, if you can call it that. As I said, that's your final score. Wyoming 10, Akron zip.